You know, there was a golden age in gaming where you would just go out, buy the game when it released, and it would be out bug-free and completed. And the best part is, there wouldn't be any downloads, any updates, it would just be plug and play. And here we are in 2019, and man, things have changed for the worse. Speaking of the worst, EA announced the release schedule for Anthem, and this has to be some of the greediest tactics I've seen in a while. But this isn't nothing new, since last year EA did the same thing with Battlefield 5, and we know how that went. It flopped tremendously. Now, keep in mind, this lucrative release schedule wasn't just the only thing that contributed to Battlefield 5 failing. Other things included EA trying to get political with their depiction of World War II, calling their fans ignorant for not knowing the history of World War II, and even being bold enough to say that if their fans didn't like what they were doing, don't buy it. Now, looking at this schedule side by side with Battlefield 5, one thing you will notice immediately is the push for people who want to be the very first to play the game for them to have Origin Access Premier. Now, if you don't know what Origin Access Premier is, it's a subscription service similar to Netflix that costs $15 a month and $100 yearly that offers an entire game library for consumers to play without having to buy the game. EA also offers Origin Access Basic and EA Access, which is Origin Access Basic for the Xbox One, that both cost $5 a month and $30 yearly, that offer the same services as Origin Access Premier. The only key difference between Premier and EA Access and Origin Basic is the ability to play the full version of an upcoming title before it comes out, with EA Access and Origin Basic users only being able to play the 10-hour trial of the Anthem Early Access, which is essentially the game's unofficial release on February 15th, and Origin Premier members being able to play the game up until its official release on February 22nd. And unlike Battlefield 5's release schedule, even if you pre-order the Legion of the Dawn edition of Anthem, which is essentially the deluxe edition of Anthem, you will still be unable to play the game's early access or even the 10-hour trial of the game until it comes out. As for gamers who play on the PlayStation 4, since EA Access is exclusive to Xbox One, you will be unable to play the game until its official release, something that even the producers and upper management at Bioware find ridiculous and spoke out on Twitter. But sadly, their hands are tied on this one, and there isn't much they can really do about it. Although, if they had it their way, it seems they would just do away with the schedule altogether and release it globally to everyone. Now, this schedule is really the last thing EA needs to be doing for their new IP, especially after the disastrous launch of Anthem's VIP beta, which many now regard as one of the buggiest betas that they've ever played, and recent leaks of Anthem's microtransactions that show skins costing $20 each, which in Bioware rep claims that they're still working on. But mark my words, if this information didn't get out, they probably would have been sold on release for this price. And it still remains to be seen if they will actually be bold enough to price it this way, because we still haven't gotten an official response from EA on whether or not this is going to change. All I can say is this release schedule for Anthem, which is just a greedy tactic to promote people into buying Origin Premier, only raises more skepticism among gamers for Anthem and limits the amount of people who will be able to play the game for it to be successful, or at least reach EA's standards of success, which basically translates into millions of dollars in sales. But that was just my opinion on the situation. Let me know your thoughts on Anthem down below. And if you liked the video and found it informative, hit that like button and subscribe for more gaming news. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one.